Hey everyone, this is Andy from Gizchina, and this is our second attempt at the unboxing of the Mlais M52 Red Note. Hopefully the audio will be a little bit better in this one. I apologize for our video that we posted yesterday. Okay, anyway, so this is the M52. We've been looking at this a lot on Gizchina.com, and the reason being that this phone is basically remarkable at the price. Specifications are killer. If we turn the box over, you can see what specs we've got on here. Starting with the processor, this is an octa-core MediaTek MT6752 phone. Now the MediaTek MT6752 is the new processor. It's a 64-bit chip with native LTE support, and it's the same processor that we've seen in the Jiayu S3, the iOcean MT6752, the Meizu M1 Note, and recently Lenovo launched a phone in China with this processor too. Now anyone who's used the MT6752 or has seen the benchmarks will know just how powerful this chipset is, and already I've performed Antutu on this phone, and we're looking at scores around 42,000 points, which is just incredible considering this is a $159.99 phone. Okay, what else do we have? We've got a 5.5-inch HD display, so 1280 by 720. Not a full HD display, but this is a $159.99 phone, so you know we can't have everything. And personally, it looks fine at this size anyway. We've got 2G, 3G and 4G FDD LTE support. We've got an 8-megapixel front and 13-megapixel rear camera, 16 gigabytes of internal memory, but if that's not enough, there is space for a micro SD card. We've got 2 gigabytes of RAM, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. We've got OTG support and a removable 3200 mAh battery. So, you know, just at the specs alone, we're looking at a phone that competes with the Xiaomi Redmi Note and the Meizu M1 Note, but it costs considerably less. Okay, if we just open up the box. Now, as I already mentioned at the beginning of the video, I've already opened this before. We've already had one unboxing, and I'm just making a new one with the hope that the sound will be better this time round. So this is the Mlais M52 Red Note. We've got a 4G logo there, and I've got the blue cover on here now. What I was surprised about when I originally unboxed the phone was the fact that Mlais seemed to be giving additional rear covers with the phone. So when you buy the phone, you'll get the white one on the phone as standard, but the blue and this really bright pinky color will come as an optional extra. And you know, again, at this price, to get these additional covers so you can choose which color you want is a huge boost for the phone. Usually these are sold at an extra cost by the manufacturer, but Mlais seems to be giving them away for free in the box. Also in the box you get this user manual, but as I always say, if you're used to Android, you're not going to need it, but it is nice that Mlais have included it. Mlais branded USB data cable is also in the box, and an EU charger, USB charger, Mlais branded charger. Alright, before we have a look at the actual phone itself, Mlais also sent this over. This is a flip case designed specifically for the M52 Note. You can see that it just clips onto the back of the phone. You don't need to remove the case, it just clips directly on. And as soon as you connect it on, you can see that we've got this little window so we can see the time, and opening up the phone will unlock the device too. So I'm not sure if that comes as standard or whether it comes as a free gift when pre-ordering the phone, but again, it's another neat little feature to get for this device. And it's nice that Mlais are already planning accessories for it too. Alright, let's take this out and let's have a look at the device itself. Alright, I'll just lock this screen. So the Mlais M52 Note, as mentioned, it's a 5.5-inch HD display, so that's 1280 by 720. We've got this 8-megapixel camera at the top and a receiver grille. And we've got capacitive buttons along the bottom, and as you already noticed, when I opened up the flip cover, they do light up and they are bright red. On the left hand side we've got a volume rocker, and on the right hand side we have a power button. So the controls are slightly different to, for example, the Redmi Note, but you know, it just takes a little bit getting used to get the power button and the volume rocker there. 3.5mm headphone jack and a USB in the top, and there's nothing in the base except a small microphone. Got a 13-megapixel rear camera there, LED flash, Mlais logo, and we've got this large external speaker grille here. In actual fact, inside the speaker's only on the left hand side, but they've made this so it just looks a little bit more even on the phone. If we just open up the cover, You can see we've got this 3200 mAh battery in there. We've got dual SIM support and a micro SD card reader. You see that we've got that single speaker, and we've also got these nicely 3D printed antennas on the phone here, which take up a little bit less space. They're a bit thinner, but they've got more area for better reception. I haven't had a chance to really play around with the phone, make calls or anything, but hopefully they all work as they should. Now, before I put the cover back on, another thing that surprised me about the phone, should I say, is the fact that even with the cover off, it looks really well made. In the past, we've opened up phones that look great on the outside, only to find them to be a little bit rushed or unfinished on the inside. But the Mlais M52 looks really, really great. Even on the inside, it looks really well made. We've got these lots of screws here holding the rear to the chassis. Got these nicely made antennas, and it all looks nice and finished. There's no, there's no creasing on the paper here around the battery. There's nothing that looks tatty or out of place. For a $160 phone, it's all looking really, really good. Okay, before I put the back on, I will try a different color, so you can just take a look. So there's the pink one. Very, very bright color. I'm sure the video is not picking up just how bright that is. Okay, so we look at the front. Now, you'll probably see that there's a lot of fingerprints on the screen. I'll give that a wipe in a moment. But basically what we've got is we've got this screen protector that's already been installed on the phone. My only grumble at the moment is that the screen protector does pick up a lot of grease and fingerprints, but that's hardly a complaint really. You can always get a better screen cover for a couple of dollars, or you can just keep wiping the screen, which is what I'm going to do now, just to make it look a little bit better for the video. Just bear with me. Okay, that's a bit better. Okay, in the hand, the Mlais M52 feels really comfortable. You've got this really nice curved body, nice rounded edges on all the corners. It feels very, very comfortable in your hand. It's not particularly light, but it's not extremely heavy either. We do have these wider than average bezels. If I turn the screen on, you'll see that they're quite thick, the bezels. But, if we're going to start complaining about bezel size or the weight, for a phone that costs this little, with these specifications, I think it's just a little bit silly, to be honest. Build quality is very, very good. It feels very, very sturdy in the hand. Compared to another phone that I've tried recently, it feels a lot like the Meizu M1 Note in regards to material. Now that says a lot because I actually prefer the Meizu M1 Note over the MX4 and MX4 Pro in feel. It feels a lot better with that nice plastic on the rear. So this is a really well made and comfy feeling phone. Okay, if we just open up the device, the screen is not on its brightest. I'm setting it on its lower setting so it doesn't look too washed out on the camera. Just unlock the screen, and you can see we've got a rather basic looking Android system in here. Basically what we've got is it's just almost a stock version of Android 4.4 KitKat. Lollipop will come at a later date as an OTA. So you can see I haven't got anything really installed here. We've got our standard Android home screen. We've got an app drawer, and in there you can see that we've got all our Google services already pre-installed. We've got Gmail, Google Search, we've got the Google Play Store. So you don't need to root this phone or mess around downloading anything. You just need to open up the box, log in your Google details, and you're away. You can get everything connected and synced up straight away. As you can see, I've already got Antutu in here. I've already ran Antutu once. I won't run it again on the video because it takes a little bit too much time, but I have taken some screenshots and I did get a score of 42,161 points. For the full review, I'll run it again and again, and I'll put the full results online so you can take a look at those. But 42,161 points for a phone that costs this little is pretty amazing. It's sorry, I keep pressing the wrong button. It's pretty amazing. Only last year we were looking at flagship devices only just reaching this, and now we're looking at sub $200 phones, $150 phones that are reaching scores of this. This is pretty amazing. Obviously I'll need to play some games on it, which actually I'm quite looking forward to on this phone because it feels really, really good. But I'll use it as my daily device as usual, and we'll see just how good it is. Camera on the rear is a 13 megapixel. Again, it was only last night when I received this, and it's only this morning that I'm remaking the video, so I've not really had time to play around with it. It seems to take photos pretty quickly. I'll bring one of the cases in so we can focus in on that. Focus is okay. Focus, capture, it's all pretty fast. We'll have to see how good those photos are. It looks like we might need a little bit more light to get rid of some of the noise, but we'll see. We'll see just how well it is. Anyway, so hopefully the audio this time around is a little bit better on the video, and I hope you enjoyed this second unboxing of the Mlais M52 Red Note. I'm sure you can already guess that I'm pretty impressed by it. If you do manage to pre-order this phone, you're going to get it for about $149.99. If you miss the pre-order, it's still a bargain at $159.99. And when you compare that, like I say, to the Meizu M1 Note, which is currently shipping for about $230, the Redmi Note, which, you know, the price is fluctuating from $180, around $180, and the new King Zone, which is around $180, this really is a bargain. And to be honest, I think they're going to shake up the industry, the Chinese phone market, at least for the beginning of the year anyway, because at the moment, at this price, there is nothing that can touch the M52. Let's hope in the long run, after a long review, that I still feel the same. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope the audio is okay this time round, and see you all soon. Goodbye.